Yeah, hi there. I'm on vacation. I'm in France. So this location here, this is about 20 kilometers from Paris. So if we're gonna be disturbed by an airplane or something, they start from the airport Château in Paris. So that may be possible. So yeah, found a little residence here. So it's a small chateau here, and with a beautiful park. It's a kind of location I don't know. It's very typical for France. So I like to stay in these small chateaus. Today used for, I don't know, a bit. Some tourists, having some tourists here and so on. Yeah, just to get all the bills paid, I guess, and so on. So pretty nice. Not many people around here. Some harvest going on. So farmers, they bring in the stuff. Yeah, that's the time of the year. So, smoking. For me, I think some unusual tobacco. Unusual in different ways. So, I'll tell you what it is. It is, yeah, let me get this first, this kitchen plastic here on the tin. Tell you why I use it. It is the Virginia Cream, so that's done by GLPs. So hope you can see that. So the Virginia Cream. I got this tin, this special tin, from Ed, Grandpa Cavendish. Thanks again, Ed, for this this kind gift. He sent that along with some other stuff, and he sent that, I don't know, I think 2 years ago. So the tin is from 2015. I haven't had a chance to open that so far, so there was so much other stuff around. Sorry for that, Ed. But now I'm onto that, and now he told me, he said, well, you should try this. It's very popular, became very popular during the last years, and I understand why. But first I tell you what they say about the tobacco. And as you know, I like the GLP stuff. So they say, I hope I can read that. Distinctively delicious. We season fine red and golden flue-cured Virginia tobaccos with rare continental leaf, enhancing the result with a subtle vanilla bourbon topping that is never overbearing, rare for a blend of its genre. Virginia Cream delivers on its aromatic promise from first puff to the bottom of the bowl, while leaving the pipe clean and free of phantom flavors. An all-American blend, ideal for Virginia fanciers craving something a little sweeter. Yeah. When they say vanilla bourbon, so they give a topping on that. The tobacco is blended from Black Cavendish, Virginia, hint of Perique, some Kentucky, and a little top flavor of vanilla bourbon. So when they say vanilla bourbon, they mean vanilla and bourbon. They don't mean bourbon vanilla. So bourbon vanilla, that would be vanilla from Bourbon, so French vanilla. So but they really mean a mixture of vanilla and bourbon. So Yeah, if you open the tin, you find this little paper as always, and you open that out, and yeah, it's a ribbon. Not so special. I'll show you the tobacco. It doesn't look so special. Hope you can see that. Camera gets it done. So it comes rather dry. So when you touch it, you might think for a little moment that could be too dry. Well, it isn't. It isn't. Well, you know, these aromatics, especially these American aromatics, they like to come very moist, but not in this case. It's a rather dry tobacco, but humidity is absolutely alright. Packs easily, burns pretty well, There's just one thing I could complain when it comes to the tin. I like these tins. On one hand, they're very different to the tins we use in Europe normally. Very light tins, so it's not much weight. I think that's a good thing. But look at the top. You see, when you see the top here, can you see that? I'm gonna push it. You see, it doesn't close really. So it always likes to stay a little bit open. You can't really close that. And the moment you lift it very easy, so it doesn't close very much. So my experience is that this is especially for the tins with a white top. I don't know. I never had that with a tin with a transparent top. Just with the white tops. I don't know why. So, yeah. I suggest you better jar that up if you don't want to smoke it in just a few days. So I'm going to jar that up. And as long as you don't, you can use this little kitchen plastic. You can put it between the top and the tin, and that's alright too. Yeah, so enjoying this, by the way, in my corn cob. That's a Diplomat. That was a kind gift by Eric. Eric, thanks for that. I like that especially on one of those days. Sitting countryside, nice weather. It's a good smoke, really good smoke. And yeah, enjoying that with a nice beer. So that's very common beer here, Leffe. So that's from Belgium. So I prefer the brown ale. Comes from Belgium. So the French, you know, they don't do much beer. So they do the beer in the region that was former part of Germany, the Alsace. So most of the French beer comes from the Alsace. Fischer, for example. And yeah, it's was a German region before Second World War. And yeah, they pretty much know how to do their stuff. So they have good beer, but there's also a lot of beer from Belgium here. And this is really good beer. So what about the tobacco? So the tobacco is interesting. I said it's interesting. Why is that? It's an American aromatic. So far so good. So we know these American aromatics. I like them very much. There's something special about them that makes a difference to European aromatics. They're very different. Perhaps I'm going to do a video one day about the differences. So I smoked, I don't know, around 100, 120 different American aromatics so far. And yeah, I think I could always tell if it's an American aromatic or is it a European aromatic. So there are really differences. So I don't want to go into the details, but they provide really normally a rich sweetness, a deep sweetness, a sweetness you can only get from coumarin. So that's an ingredient that is forbidden in Europe. So in the old days, the European tobaccos, they like to have coumarin too. Well, that was forbidden, and so that's one of the reasons why we can't get much American tobaccos here in Europe. So it's about the ingredients. And the differences between American aromatics and European aromatics, for me, I think it's a much larger difference between the aromatics than between the natural tobaccos from the US and from Europe. So I like these American aromatics, but I don't want to smoke them on all day long. So it's like you have let's say you have a cake with chocolate. You always think there isn't enough chocolate on the cake, but if you just eat chocolate, so after a while, I don't know, you're just eager for cake. So I don't know if you understand that. So there are differences, but this tobacco is very special because it's not one of those overwhelming cherry vanilla mixtures. It is, as I said, a rather serious tobacco. So there's Perique in it, there's Kentucky in it, and when you open the tin and you just smell the tobacco, you can detect vanilla, and there's something else. There's something else that reminds me a little bit of toffee and a hint of coffee, perhaps even, but just in the back. I don't know if that's the bourbon note, so I can't really detect that. Perhaps with a slightly bourbon oaky like smell, maybe. So when you light it up and you smoke it, the good thing about this tobacco is it doesn't hit you. It's not overwhelming. It's not aggressive in any way, so it is a natural tobacco with a slightly topping. So just with some vanilla notes, some creamy notes. It's creamy. So, and I like that. And they are right about one thing. So it really likes to keep the taste from the beginning to the end. It smokes very good. So one interesting thing, as always, when it comes to aromatic tobaccos, and especially American aromatic tobaccos, is the question of tongue bite. Many of these heavy soaked cherry vanilla mixtures, they like to give a lot of tongue bite. And that's not the case here. I don't say it comes without any tongue bite. I don't think you can say that. I read some reviews, they say it comes without tongue bite, but I can't really agree with that. So let's say on a scale from 1 to 10, it's perhaps 2 or 3. So it's not much tongue bite. Well, it doesn't come without any tongue bite, so that's just what I want to say. And I smoked this tobacco during the last days a lot in my Meerschaum pipes with 9mm active charcoal filter, and it anyway gave me a little bit of tongue bite. Not much, but a little bit of tongue bite. And yeah, that means it doesn't come really without any tongue bite. But you don't have to be afraid, it's not much. What I really like about this tobacco is that the Kentucky notes, they're more than subtle. So you can still taste the Kentucky. Well, that's a good thing for me. I like that. Also the Virginia notes. I don't want to say they're complex, but you can still taste them. And the Perique adds a little bit of pepper note. That's what it's made for. So this little pepper note, so you still feel and taste that it is tobacco. It is still tobacco. I think that's a good thing. So, yeah, you know, when it comes to GIPs, I never expect less than really fine tobacco. I think it's something you can rely on. So, I think I'm going to talk about different GLPs in the future. So, because it's really good tobacco. Yeah, I think that's pretty much it. Perhaps I'm going to go to Paris next days, or I don't know if I have a chance to do something there. I'm not sure if I go there. Just relaxing, just for some days here in the little chateau here. In a nice park, having some pipes, having some beers. Just, yeah. Just go dog. Let's say that. So guys, hope you have the chance to go on vacation too, to have some days off, and to enjoy the summer for some days at least. And hope you are well. Hope you have some good tobacco around. If you want to try something else, or you want to try something with a little hint of aromatic for the summer, so perhaps you may be good with the Virginia cream done by GIPs. So, hope you all are well. Take care, and perhaps see you again. Yeah, that was close.